So apparently, I've said this multiple times to never apply to Niji Sanji, of course, you know. But I know there's gonna be some people who are just going to apply it because they love the company or they love their Oshis that are still in the company. And well, it is what it is, unfortunately. So, but me personally, I will not do it and never ever will do it. Told you can't trust us. Send a link. Sends me 2 links that could easily get me freaking DMCA. Jesus Christ. Anyways. Yeah, no, nonetheless though, yeah, I've heard that they're opening up auditions and I'm just kind of like, no, I'm okay. I'm alright. I'm not doing it. I'd rather go sign up for Hololive. I probably won't do it to be shoujo because it'll probably never happen in a million years. So yeah. Would I like to? Oh yeah, I would definitely like to if the opportunity was there for V shoujo. But I think the way how they do things is a little bit different. So that's the only reason why. Anyways, let's go check it out, shall we? Let's see what we have to deal with. I don't like this new fucking layout. I swear to fucking God. This new layout is so fucking.
Hey, what's up, guys? Right here. So the last 2 videos have been about this, so let's make it a
trilogy. I hate this new layout.
We have another round
generally
of
hate this new YouTube layout
related drama to cover today. Let's face it, the last couple of months have been brutal for the Niji Sanji En branch, and here is likely their response to these issues, and that is opening up public auditions for Niji Sanji En. That's right.
The timing is so bad to get a new wave or so for Niji Sanji. It's just so bad. It's just so badly timed to just announce, hey, we're gonna announce auditions. Do you guys want to come and join? And it's kind of like, I'm like, I don't know, man. That doesn't look like I want to be honest. Even my chat would disagree 100% and be like, no, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, you can throw your hat in the ring and apply to become a Niji Sanji En liver today. Now,
no, this is just the new UI for YouTube. Do what now? Join Niji Sanji?
Of course, looking at the past couple of months, including the several graduations and terminations within their agency, this is not too surprising. They're trying to fill in the void and also try to kickstart that stock that keeps dropping by introducing perhaps a few new VTubers to their EN brand.
I can't. I don't wanna, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. I would never ever do this, so.
Now, of course, a lot of people are mocking this situation, basically acknowledging that this
signed his contract to become a VTuber. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. I like that GIF. They used the Madoka Magica GIF. I forgot his name. Well, this little mascot's name, anyways. I forgot its name, but yeah. Yes, the demon from hell.
Might be like signing a deal with the devil, or people saying this, why would anyone, after everything they've heard, referring to the past couple of months in particular,
Cube?
because there has been a lot happening.
I forgot its name.
And if you are someone who is considering applying to be a Niji Sanji En liver, there are things you should be aware of, the type of experience you might have with that agency. And I think from the past couple of months alone, we can get a pretty good framework of the potential issues you might face. And I think a lot of this tracks with the experience of Selene/Doki Bird as she has exited that agency. So let's begin here. If you are a Niji Sanji En liver, despite being very successful, you still might have issues with management stifling your projects and randomly cutting them off and giving you a hard time. In fact, this might have immense effects on your mental health, which they might ignore when they terminate you publicly against your own wishes, and sharing information against your own wishes publicly in a termination announcement only a month after you attempted to take your own.
I'm like, who wants to join this? Like, let's be serious. is there actually anyone? Well, I say that, and then there's like Niji people that like, you know, Niji diehard fans that could, some of them could probably be VTubers who want to join Niji Sanji and like wants to be with their Oshis and everything like that. I'm just like, for me specifically, all my Oshis are gone. Okay, all of my Oshis are gone. So I'm just kind of like, I don't give a fuck at this point. There's only like one that I kind of like slightly like still from Niji Sanji, which is Scarlet, because you know she's another like she's a mixed race. She's an Asian and Asian Latina girl too as well. And I gotta support my Latina girls, you know, out there. But even then, it's kind of like, I don't know, dude. I don't think I can, in my personal opinion, support something like that. So I'm just kind of like,
life. In fact, they will do this without any regard of your current mental state because they want to make some sort of a public statement about your termination. In fact, during that vulnerable state, you might see some of your Niji, Sanji, Ian, former agency members come out in a joint statement and throw you under the bus for their own self-interests, to the point where you also discover in that statement that private information isn't really respected within the agency, and random livers in the agency might see your private information if it is somehow shared with them by management. In fact, in joint statements like this, you'll have former agency members.
You want to know something? If I did get accepted to, like, if I would have got accepted to Niji Sanji, right? And I was in the process of getting in and whatnot, and I was hearing all of this stuff happening or so at the same time, right? I would keep everyone at arm's length at all times. I would not do offline collabs. I would not do like I would hardly ever do any collabs with certain livers or so, and I just do my own thing as a Niji Sanji VTuber person, right? I just do my own thing, you know, and not even bother with like any of those stuff, you know. I just be like, yeah, I just do my own thing. I'm like, I don't do, like, if they invite me to like some offline collab, I'd be like, no, thank you, I'm okay. We got to look at Niji's employees with side eyes. Yeah. I just be like, no, thank you. Or if they would like invite me to do like an offline collab at like somewhere else or so, I'd be like, no, I'm okay. I'm just gonna stream with my community. So yeah. I'm keeping everyone at arm's length, and if people start messaging me or something from like the coworkers start messaging me and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't respond immediately. It'd probably take me like a couple hours for me to respond. I'll just look at it. I'll just look at the DM or so, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll come back to it after a few hours. And be like, oh, sorry, I was busy. I was doing some other projects or so, you know. I'd be like, yeah, I saw your message. Hey, hi, nice to meet you too. Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Members that you shared time with coming forward and saying that your experience is invalid. They will say that the harassment you're reporting is not true because they just feel like it. In fact, you'll have agency members just straight up say, even though you claim you were harassed, there was no harassment here. And when you leave, despite being one of the most successful and productive and hardworking members of the agency, you might find them saying that your term
chat, like there's a saying or so from South Park, right? This one person from South Park, right? Man, I would not touch that with a 10-foot pole. That would be exactly me with every Niji Sanji member I'd be in contact with. If I got into Niji Sanji, I'd be like, no, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I'm not interacting with that with a 10-foot pole.
termination was negligible, despite the fact over the next couple of months, the stock of the company will drop every single day to the point of reaching an all-time low as we speak. And of course, hard work doesn't really seem to be bolstered too much, and you're kind of on your own because, as Dokibird claimed, as Selene in 2023, despite earning over $200,000 in revenue, she did not see a profit because she was spending her own money to fund projects not only for her own channel, but for Niji Sanji as well through collaborative events with other livers. And that's not really a surprising thing if you look at the Niji
Maybe the
Sanji
heart will grow
contract.
3 times. Okay, all right, buddy. Damn. I want that copium that you're having right now.
Very little to help out their livers. This is something we know because these contracts have been shared by former members over the past couple of months.
True, the contract is out. Yep,
you'll
that
see
is very
you'll have
true.
a very hard time making up for those costs of doing business because when it comes to merch sales, you're only going to get 2%. And if you're someone trying to join this agency, that's a pretty big thing to be aware of. You're only going to get 2% commission on merch sales. And on top of that, as merch companies also pull out, apparently conventions are going to be a very hard time for a potential Niji Sanji Ian liver because some conventions are already determining that a Niji Sanji Ian liver is not conducive to a positive convention experience for everyone attending it. Now, of course, at the end of the day, guys, what's most
If I join Niji Sanji, can I start my villain arc? Could be fun for a change of pace. Yeah, just say like you hate white people. What other shenanigans? Oh yeah, and then start harassing people to the point that they like respawn to another world, you know? And then that's pretty much your villain arc, you know? Just do all of that stuff and you'll be redeemed as amazing evil villain, you know?
important? Being a part of the Niji Sanji En family. They'll say it over and over again. You're a part of the family. What could be better?
You want to know something? It's funny where how they're all saying is like, I love Niji En, right? They're all like part of the family, right? You want to know who I don't see? On here? I don't see Scarlet, like Yonaguni or so. I do not see Scarlet whatsoever on this entire list of like people, you know? I see Reimu. I see, what is it? Who is that? Nina? Is that Nina? Yeah, that's Nina. That's Nina Kosaka, I think. I see Illyra. I see Fulgur. I see Vox. I see Finana. I see Luca. I see Ike. I see Rosami. Enna, Uki. And yeah. So, you know.
Better than that. I mean, being a part of the Niji Sanji family, come on. Well, of course, you're a part of the family unless you're white, of course. Or
oh shit. Chat, they caught me on, man. I can't that's okay. That's probably the reason why I didn't get accepted into Niji Sanji is because like, you know, I'm whitewashed, you know. I'm not a true Hispanic or true Asian, you know. Even though I look like it, you know, I got whitewashed, you know. I'm just white, you know.
a man or straight or God forbid all three, because he might have some issues with some of the livers within the EN branch. But anyways, that's some of the dangers you might face if you are someone joining.
You can join Niji Sanji. That's up to you, but I'm not gonna do it though.
You know, all of that.
I wasted too much time on that shit.
At the end of the day, people are grown adults. They can make their own decisions and apply to whatever VTuber agency they want. If they want to apply to Niji Sanji En, that's their decision. But of course, we know that if someone wiped out the name Niji Sanji and listed off everything that they did over the past couple of months alone, if someone looked at that and let's say it was a random small indie or a small VTuber agency, people would chastise them. No one would apply for them because they would see the things that they did and they would say, no way am I joining that agency. But given the fact their name is Niji Sanji and that carries a lot of clout, people will overlook everything that's been happening and apply anyways. And that's
no, I think it's the people who are like diehard Niji Sanji, like hardcore fans, right? The ones that basically will like literally don't care of like what they did in the past. Like those are probably the ones that are going to audition for this thing. But man, once reality hits them on the face, they'll probably realize, probably not, who knows, maybe they're just fucking brainwashed at this point. But nonetheless though, like, no, it's definitely like, I think the people who already know exactly of what actually happened or so will not apply to this, and those people who are going to apply to it, right? Because you know, Niji Sanji, Oshi's, blah 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 blah, and everything like that. You know, they're gonna be like, and that's the person that you're kind of gonna be. That's a mentally ill person, and so far they've hired quite a lot of mentally ill people in
it's
there.
Not surprising because they want to be a part of Niji Sanji and the benefits that come with it. And of course, there's a lot of potential problems with joining not only any agency, but Niji Sanji in particular, but there are positives because there are some things people will look at and say, hey, that is such a positive for me that I am willing to overlook other things. And there are genuine positives to joining VTuber agencies, generally speaking. And this is something that Dokibird touched upon in a video we're gonna watch a few clips from, because she probably more than anyone knows the experience of being both a successful agency VTuber as well as a successful indie VTuber. So at the beginning of this clip,
oh yeah, I
Dokibird
remember
talks about
this
the
actually.
aspect of luck. Luck has a lot to do with your potential success, not only as a VTuber, but as a content creator.
Oh yeah, no, definitely luck has a factor into it, but definitely hard work is also a thing. It's also a thing in there. And then like the one thing is like to stand out compared to the crowd itself, right? Like, you just want to like stand out compared to like the rest of the competition, and that's like usually the best way. Just basically be innovative, you know? What can you bring onto the table?
Luck has a big role, and a very specific role. Just breaking out, okay? As someone who has had a lot of luck over the years, there's things that you really don't have control over that will boost you eventually. It is true that you can be the most talented person in the world, but if you don't catch some lucky breaks, you might not break out of that kind of starting zone of your career. And as someone who has been around here and, like I said, had some lucky breaks, there's things that can happen, like the algorithm just favors you for a period of time and really exposes your content, or a certain video, for whatever reason, blows up because of the algorithm and gets a lot of people on that one video and then checking out your channel. Or you have a larger channel react to you. Or let's say you might even get canceled for stupid reasons on social media and people rally behind you. A lot of these things you don't have control over, and it's just luck. Luck is definitely a factor. But as Dokibird talked about earlier in this clip, and we're just kind of cutting through it a little bit for time's sake here, she talks about how the luck aspect is different. The luck aspect is getting into the agency, applying.
Hello, Mega. Thank you for the followers. So, since you follow, because I always do this to every new followers, of course, you can never ever leave the outer realms. But hello, greetings, welcome or so. Welcome to the stream. My name is Nyaru. I'm a Nyaru VTuber and also #1 Oney Mommy. Hello, greetings, welcome. How you doing there, hun?
And getting in, because there's so few spots and so many people applying.
So why join a company? An instant audience base, a group of people to collab and work with. If you are a singer/dancer, if the main branch is not English speaking, but you speak the language, no need to worry about the big picture and legal stuff. 3D, sponsors, things to be aware of, permissions, music, games, and others. Certain restrictions to follow, percentage cuts taken, being aware of what you say and how you act, juggling your schedule regarding overlaps. Oh, yeah, that's true. I've seen too many hardworking and smart people in worse conditions than I do to believe luck doesn't play a huge part in success. Yeah. No, it's just consistency. Like 100% is just you having like the same thing with Rev, right? He was just being consistent all the time. Like, does luck have a factor to it? Like a small factor to it, but it's a small factor to it. But the problem is like you have to keep that momentum all the time, and Rev just keeps working. He just works and just uploads every single day. You know, you just working and doing. So it's all about consistency and hard work, and that's about it. So. Like, luck plays in some kind of matter, but not that much. What made you start streaming? I just thought VTube would look fun, and that's it. Mine's pretty cut and dry. I don't think there's anything like in depth or something, you know. There are in depth stuff, but that's a lot of this is just private matter lives that does not concern you guys. So I just like meeting new people. That's it. Like making new friends. Just enjoy streaming, playing games, you know, making some fun moments, you know. That's all there is to it. Nothing really too insane or anything too crazy.
There's a lot of luck there, okay? But once you get in, you pretty much eliminate the luck aspect because you have a built-in audience and a lot of things are just stable for you. So let's listen to this.
Obviously, I'll be going over like why would you join a company and about how, and also like things to be aware of. And like I said, you get an instant audience base. So
that's
the
true.
Audience of the company
that's
and
true.
Of the VTubers that debut before you will be there for your debut. Obviously, because
and I can't even begin to tell you how
working hard and smart can grant multiple chances to be lucky. It's pretty much frankly it. It's just kind of like you know, and the consistency of the upload as well is what, you know, what makes it work. So like for me specifically, right, I cannot upload every single day. It's literally almost impossible for me to do it, you know. I have to have breaks in between on uploads. That's why I have like 3 days. That's why I have 3 days off. I used to had only 2 days off, but there was no chance for me to do thumbnails, render videos, upload the videos, work on an art project, work on either a song project coming up. I have to maybe go do a recording that I need to go do, maybe some voice acting that I need to do. I was like, and then I just don't have any time for myself, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, I can't do it. I can't do it with the 2 days off. I'm already tired right now at this very moment. So
how much of a boost it is. So like whether it's a Niji Sanji liver or Hololive or what have you, a lot of them will have
get there.
Of
we'll be number one in the future. We're not there yet.
On their YouTube channel or hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter. And I'm telling you, starting off with that block of people is an insane boost because not only is there a large audience already built in, they are a fresh and engaged set of an audience. And I can't tell you how important that is because as someone like me who's been around for like 7-ish years on YouTube, I have a lot of inactive accounts that are currently subscribed to me. So my numbers are probably a little bit inflated. There's a lot of people who are inactive. And having fresh, active people, you're going to get a lot more out of those people than a larger group of followers that aren't as active or lost interest over time or moved to a different account or what have you. So having all of those people, that 100 or 200,000, they're going to be super into what you're doing. And the way that these debuts are hyped up, they are really ready to check you out and learn more about you, as you'll talk about.
True.
You might not be the first person there. You know, it might not, if it's not a new company that you're starting, there is already the branding involved. So you're going in with like an established audience, and because of that, that's why a lot of people want to join. If you're nobody, if you came with 0 viewers, then of course, like having suddenly on your debut, like, I don't know, 20 plus viewers, if you come from 0, 20 plus, 100, 200, 1,000, that's a lot from what you were used to.
True.
It draws a lot of attention.
And I can't again stress to you how much people would give to have a boost like that. That is why people will overlook everything going on with a company.
Yeah, but then there are some individuals, right? This has happened before, right? With like multiple people, right? Like this, like, yeah, the boost in like from 20 to like 1,000, right? To 1,000 people is massive. It's fucking massive. But then the issue is on top of that, right? Not a lot of people can handle that much, like that many eyes or the popularity or so. And sometimes they usually crack under it, you know, crack under the either the pressure or the popularity, or they become corrupted or so after a while, right? becoming popular and stuff like that. So it just becomes just becomes a bunch of issues in and on itself. So right now, don't tell me Detective Go was still on the prowl searching for the late night and early mornings. When I woke up I was still looking for it. So, but yeah, yeah, anybody, you know, you can tell this, you can say anybody to any of my VTuber friends or anybody, you know, like it'd be an amazing like thing or so to get like 1,000 people watching you, you know, but only like some of them would be able to handle it. So compared to some other people who won't be able to handle it. So
like Niji, Sanji, and join them because they want that boost right from the start. Nobody wants to debut their VTuber model or their career or whatever in front of 3 people. It's just it's difficult. And a lot
I did it for like what, 5 people when I started or so. It was like my friends or so. I didn't care, to be honest. I honestly frankly didn't care. Granted, like I had no idea how to I'm terrible at promoting myself, so I had no fucking idea how to promote myself. It's like, I'm like, how the fuck do I do this? I have no fucking idea. Plus, also at the same time, I was kind of like a little bit too excited or so to start streaming anyway. So, if you ever get your model on one day, you need a Nord outfit. I have no idea what that is. Oh, you mean like the detective, like the what is it? That one game or so. I remember LA Noir or so. Yeah, LA Noir. Yeah. Yeah, that's only if we have enough money or so for a outfit change, of course. But yeah, no, nonetheless though, like I streamed to like what? I think it was like how much did I had on the first stream? I think I had like 5 people or something like that on the first stream specifically. They were just my friends or so. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Granted, like could I have like promoted myself and streamed in like February or something, or like somewhere around there? I'm like, yeah, I could have. Could I have redone my lore video and added like pictures to it, right? Like to make it more better. I'm like, yeah, I could have, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, you know. I was just kind of like, I guess you could say I was just a little too excited to start streaming, and then like I just started streaming and I fucking enjoyed it, and I like it. So maybe a little too much in my personal opinion, because sometimes I do stream for a very, very long time, and a lot of people are concerned with me that I am going to burn myself out, and they're kind of like, please watch out for yourself. You're going to burn yourself out if you keep doing this in this sort of manner. And I'm like, no, I don't think I will, because there is one reason why I just I'm not gonna burn out. There's a reason why. They know exactly. At least one of them does know exactly the reason why. And I already kind of knew what I was getting myself into anyways. I did my research beforehand and be like, am I going to enjoy this? And I was like, and I thought about it and I pondered it for quite a while, for a good amount of weeks. And I'm like, And I was like, I think I will enjoy it, of course. And then all this other stuff. So time to blow up quota 1K. All right, buddy. Okay, buddy. Let's be a little realistic here. We haven't even reached the 100K or the 50 anyways. I can't even deal with more than one person coming aboard our ship and had to log them and check their IDs. Yeah, no, like, like, yeah, no, like I have no problem. I honestly have no problem. I streamed for like, I don't know, for like 5 people or so, and I was okay with it. So
a lot of people don't respond well to that, especially if they've invested a lot of their own money into a VTuber model or what have you. Having that,
well, that just means you just suck at advertising yourself. Cause like the best way to like advertise yourself is to do like teasers and like trailers of like posting it like everywhere on Reddit, posting it on Twitter, doing it on YouTube and stuff like that, you know, boosting it up and whatnot, doing all that fancy stuff. Like even sometimes on my like not on my recommended, but sometimes on the advertisements on like on YouTube videos, sometimes I'll get a random VTuber that will start advertising themselves. They're like, oh, hello, my name is, I don't know, Mystic Fire 105 or something or whatever, Mystic Fox or something, right? It's like, I'm a VTuber or so, and you know, and I like playing video games and all of this other shenanigans, right? Like they'll basically do something like that. So I've seen like stuff like that, you know, on YouTube. I've gotten I think I've gotten like four or three advertisements about that specifically, and it's just like, well, you know, if you're only streaming for like 3 people or so, right? You know, it just means like, man, well, I guess your advertising just sucked. That's it, you know. You could also ask Geekbox for his services. Okay, all right, buddy. Okay.
Instant boost is just, you can't describe the importance and value of that. Anyone would give for that advantage if they could without the consequences that might come from joining an agency.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah, no, like what, like anybody would want, you know, having 1,000. What is it, 1,000 viewers or so, right? And anyone would do it. Like anyone would want that specifically, you know. But like, what do I think personally? I feel like it would be good, but then there could also be like bad as well, right? Because there's like some people who can't handle having like 1,000 viewers in their chat and whatnot, especially because that chat system would probably be moving fast and whatnot.
Attention, and it's your job to make a good debut so you can keep the attention of those people that watched you. They don't know anything about you, but they're all here to be there to watch you.
What I did specifically for like my debut was like I did like the way how all other VTubers did it, right? Like all the famous ones, right? The one from Hololive, the ones from Niji Sanji, right? The earlier ones, right? I just looked at their stuff. Like I looked at their first stream when they joined the agency, and I literally just copied their style, like all of them. I think I looked at either 6 or 5 different day one streams, and what did they do or so for their streams specifically. I mean, not at the cost of the kind of split with Niji, having horrible coworkers to work with. Oh yeah, the toxic work environment. Yeah, it's also not that good too as well. The split is kind of a little bit like, I'm kind of like, shit, I think I'd rather be indie right here where I am right now instead of joining Niji Sanji, because I'm like, shit, man, that split revenue kind of type of thing is kind of like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
They know zero things other than what you've given out, what your skin suit is, and like what your personality is like on Twitter.
Yeah, that's typically why debuts are so hyped, because a lot of agencies like Hololive, they only give you like the smallest portion of their personality. They give you a teaser, so you want to go to the debut stream to check out what's going on and more.
Like, granted, for me, right, I didn't do no teasers. I didn't do no trailers. I didn't do like no other like promotion stuff like that, because like, number one, I was like, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Even up to today, I still have no idea what the fuck I'm doing half the entire time. So I'm just kind of like winging it at this point. I'm just kind of like just enjoying, you know. I'm just kicking back and just just kicking back and enjoying the show. So, hey Killer, hey Kai, yeah. So like even up to like today, I have no idea what I'm doing half the entire time when it comes to VTubing. Like it's just kind of like I'm just doing my own thing. I just come online, have some fun, do all that fancy jazzy stuff, and then whatever money I like earn from Twitch, I try to I try to put it back in the stream or so to improve it in some sort of shape, way, or form. That's what I'm trying to do when it comes to like, the problem is like, number one is getting your own model done, right? And then getting all this other stuff that you need to do or so for yourself. We need mom with wings? No. All we need is mommy and you're good. All we need. Yeah, but the problem is like, I'd rather have my own model. That's what I'm saying. Having your own model, because then you can be able to work with own brands and like do stuff like that, when it comes to the point where you become popular or so, right? When you start blowing up, you can have you can be able to have like, merchandise. You can be able to sell merchandise and stuff of you, and then people with companies who want to collab with you can use your model or so for like art specifically for promotions and stuff like that. So like the gamer subs, right? The gamer subs, like those have like, you have the cup or so that you have the designated, like, what is it? Ooh, what fucking the shaker cup things or so. Yeah.
More about them, and it makes it super hype. It's a formula that's always gonna work. And yeah, that's something that a lot of people would love to have if given the opportunity. And of course, that pressure isn't for everyone, right? There are some people that is terrifying to debut in front of, let's say, tens of thousands of people potentially. That terrifies some people. They wouldn't want to deal.
True. That's actually very true. Yeah, there are just some people who cannot handle that many people all at once, I'm not a VTuber, but I did get 15K in my page by bombarding everything with posts. I was basically a bot.
With that pressure, and that's why some people just don't want to join an agency like that, because they couldn't deal with the stress. And as we've talked about, there is unique pressures with joining VTubing agency, especially if you're joining like VShojo or Niji Sanji or Hololive, the big ones, where there is going to be a microscope on you forever. And again, like I was talking about this in yesterday's video, there was some surprise on my behalf that people like Kuro from VShojo was surprised that people are speculating about some of their vague tweets. Well, of course they're going to. You're someone in VShojo. If you've been in the agency, especially like someone like that who's been in 2 agencies, you should know that people are always going to be trying to figure things out, guessing on things, speculating about things, diving deep into things, looking for...
Yeah, VShojo does give off that like that kind of friend group kind of type of thing. Like if you don't know these kinds of people, if you don't know like one person in that entire group, it's kind of hard to like, to be part of VShojo. It does feel like a very like friend group kind of type of thing. So at least the way how you're looking at it, right? From the outside's perspective point of view, it just kind of gives it that way. That's all it is to it, It's either they know someone that they collab with like multiple times, because that's basically is what usually happens, right? Because I think if I remember correctly, that one girl who's like a reindeer or like a moose or something, or I don't know what fucking animal it is. It's like some kind of deer or so, but they have like green hair or something like that. If I remember correctly, like they collabed with her quite a lot in the past, so then she joined VShojo, and then also the most recent girl, Giga, she was also friends with someone else, and they collabed and they spent some time together and all that other fancy jazzy stuff, and then, well, Lord and behold, they have, you know, they get in, and then that's it, you know? It's just kind of like that, you know? That is very true. You have to be friends with, like, I wouldn't say almost everybody, but at least the head honchos, at least. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's what it is, you know. So
for more than there probably is. That's just a part of joining these things, and that's a pressure a lot of people really can't deal with all the time. But let's move on to another reason she lists for joining companies, some of the benefits.
Another reason why is because you get a group of people to collaborate with instantly. And this is one of the things I've learned as an indie, how it's very difficult as an indie is to find a group of people or a collab group that you want to do collabs with.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. And definitely 100% in the VTuber, like as an indie, so it's a lot harder. Because I've already shared my experience with like trying to collab with somebody or so, because I thought she was gonna be a cool person to hang out with or so, right? Spoiler alert, right? Spoiler alert, you know. It was not that great of a collab. Out of all the collabs I have had, right, that was probably like the worst collab I had with somebody. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of hard because like you're a small, you know, you're a small creator, right? So you're not gonna be able to like collab with someone who has like, I don't know, like 10,000 followers on Twitter. So
Stress to you enough.
It's almost like impossible.
Collabing as an indie is really,
unless you were already friends with that person, then maybe it'll basically work. So yeah, there's just too many weird people, and there's just too many bad eggs in the VTuber community. So that's the only reason why I'm just kind of like, I was like, I just don't want to. I just don't want to bother.
Really hard. If you guys watch my streams or even my videos, you know I don't collaborate hardly ever. I could count on one hand with the amount of people I've collabed with. I just personally, I don't know, especially with streams, I'm just more comfortable by myself. The only person I really collaborate with is the person I'm collaborating with for the rest of my life, and that's my wife, okay? I'm just more comfortable with her, and that's just the way I like to do things. But overall, like trying to find groups to collaborate with is very difficult to seek out, and a lot of people, they're going out there basically taking a chance on a lot of people when they collab, and they're often surprised by the people. Maybe the vibes aren't right, or you deal with people who are really unprofessional, or they just don't have a very good way of carrying themselves in a collaboration. They're not trained properly, or they don't have boundaries, or they're not very cognizant of where they are and what's going on with the stream. When you're in a professional agency, you're dealing with a lot more proper talent who are much more informed and specialized to do a collaboration with, and they have a joint interest in having a good collab. It's not just good for both of your channels, it's good for your agency as a whole, and that's something that's really big.
And be able to like you know, organize something really easily in general. So in a company, you can literally just ask anybody. Like, there might be a server or something, and you can just be like, at everyone, I want to play this game. And I need people to play there. I need 3 people. And that is why one of the reasons why people want to join. They want a sense of community, and they want a group of people to be able to play games with, or like to be able to...
I've seen people very recently even talk about like the fact that like there's many layers that will make it difficult to even find a collaboration based on a game, because there's a lot of clickiness too in the indie scene. And yeah, there might be cliques within an agency. We've seen that. But overall, you guys have a joint interest and you would want to work with each other. And it's a little harder to ignore each other or to basically blow each other off in a collaboration request. And it's something that's very important to have that built-in group of people to work with. But here's one last thing I want to highlight in her portion of this clip here.
And the number reason is if you're a singer or a dancer. So the reason why I put that is that it's very beneficial for if you have talents in singing or dancing to work for a company. And because of that, because the reasoning is that a lot of the biggest events that VTuber companies do, it doesn't matter how big or small, are concerts and like singing. And if you're
Yeah, usually 9 times out of 10. Usually 9 times out of 10, they usually want someone who knows how to sing. I slightly disagree with Rev on people in the agency got good work ethics to do collabs, because these people are young, they learning to the jump. Yeah, a lot of these specific quote unquote VTubers that join these agencies, right? They're mostly young. They're mostly young. Because, for example, Niji Sanji, it's probably like one of the best examples or so specifically, and it kind of proves the statement that, like, yeah, that you know, a lot of them are just young. A lot of them are just young, and they want that fame. You know, they want that fame, that glory, that platform, you know, and everything and all that stuff. And they'll do anything to keep it, you know, or be relevant, you know. And it's just I don't know, it's just how it is sometimes, you know.
talented at singing, you will get picked to do concerts. If you can sing, you'll get those opportunities to perform around the world for fans. Since you're under a group, you can do big group concerts with lots of other singers, and it's much easier to set up versus as
Take care, Kai. Take care, Kai.
Yeah, like imagine trying to set up a
get some good
music
sleep,
event
all
or
right?
some sort of a concert by yourself. You pretty much can't. It'll never have the budget. It'll never have the production value that you'll get from a agency concert event or something like that. We see events with all of the big agencies. They are a huge deal, and they're a huge promotion for the agency and all of the members included. And also it takes off pressure too. Like if you're one of 15 people in this concert, there's a lot less pressure on you than one person trying to run an entire show. So that's something else that's a benefit. As you can see, there are very big benefits potentially for joining an agency, but that is something that comes often with other costs, and that's something we can talk about. Now, in previous videos, I've talked a lot about the benefits of being independent, and I think just doing it very, very generally, the benefit is having less rules and guidelines to work on. You're much more free, of course. You still have to deal with the rules of places like YouTube or Twitch or other platforms, but generally you can stream whatever game you want. You can talk about whatever you want. You can collaborate with whoever you want. You're a lot less restricted. You also don't have to give away portions of...
Yeah, that's also another thing too as well when you're becoming an indie or so, right? Like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, you know? Like you can play whatever game you want to do. Like that was always the one thing that kind of like I was like, I don't know if I want to join a VTuber agency, because then now I have to go ask permission. I'd be like, hey, can I play this game? Hey, can I do this? Hey, can I do that? You know, can I do this or do that? Do this thing, do that thing. It just gets tiring. It honestly just gets tiring, especially just like, you know, just trying to like, I don't know. You just always gotta ask every single time whenever you wanna like play a game or something. It's kind of like you just gotta ask permission. Yeah, you join, you lose your rights, pretty much. Yeah. Well, there's always like a, what's like the best way to do it? It's like basically tipping the scale or so, you know. It comes with good stuff and it comes with bad stuff. And at the end of the day, just choose your poison, you know. Just pick your poison, you know. Do you want to work at a VTuber agency company, or do you want to be an indie, you know?
of your revenue to management. You don't have to deal
Yeah,
with the possibility
that too
of
as well.
terminations or things like that.
That too
There's a
as
lot
well.
of freedom that comes with being an independent VTuber. And personally, I would always want to be independent. That's always been my thing. The only thing that's ever been really in a lure for me is the possibility of some protection when it comes to your accounts. Whether it's like on YouTube, getting strikes, you could get it much more quickly dealt with if you have agencies who can contact actual humans at YouTube, or at least have a better chance than you. But overall, that's not enough for someone like me
would
to
not
consider it.
allow
But again,
Detective
at the end
Ko
of the
to
day,
come out.
People have their own preferences. And
I wouldn't
when
be
it
able to be
comes
talking. I wouldn't be able to
agencies,
talk
I know it's a very good
about
fit
any
for a
of the
lot people,
situation.
but
To be honest.
overall in this video, talking about Niji, Sanji, Ian in particular, there's a lot of things to consider. You know, I get the benefits that are there, but also take that with a grain of salt and keep in mind all of the things you might be overlooking in your excitement for joining Niji Sanji. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, I appreciate you.
Like I said, you know, great video, of course, you know, it's Rev or so. Rev says Desu. Like, when it comes to like just VTuber news stuff, like he's one of my probably one of my favorite ones. Kyo is probably my second favorite, but Rev is definitely like my #1 favorite. I'm not really a huge fan. Well, I used to watch False ID quite a lot, but then like he started shifting towards content that like shows like multiple VTubers in a single video. You know, he goes through like, I don't know, like 3 topics, sometimes 4 or something like that. And I'm just kind of like, ugh. You know, I just kind of want to hear the one topic that I want to hear the most. Oh right, I think I've heard about that. Apparently, like they tell you like, hey, we need you to move over to Japan or something like that. And then, well, Lord and behold, they can move you. You know, you have to move over to Japan for it. So. Yeah, that's true. You can't really, you can't really say anything of the woodworks in it on itself. But yeah, no, nonetheless though, like I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Don't bother signing up for Niji Sanji. That's all I gotta say. You know, there are other better VTuber agencies for you to join besides Niji Sanji. It may not be as big as Niji Sanji, but there are other better ones, at least, you know, and you can always give it a shot for Hololive, you know, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, anyways, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff, and I'll definitely catch you guys on the next video.